What if the safest place you know, your own home, has spaces that aren't on any blueprint? What if walls are not barriers, but doors you just don't understand yet? At 2:14 a.m., a man called 911 and whispered 3 words that still echo in police archives. He's inside. Minutes later, he was found dead in a place that does not exist. This is the story of one of the most baffling crimes in U.S. history. It began on an ordinary October night in a quiet American suburb, the kind of neighborhood where porch lights glow over manicured lawns and nothing ever seems out of place. Daniel Harlow, 38, a software consultant with no criminal record and no history of mental illness, returned home just before 11 p.m. Security cameras from nearby houses confirmed he entered alone. He did not leave. At exactly 2:14 a.m., a 911 dispatcher received a call from Daniel's phone. There was no screaming, no crash, no chaos in the background, only controlled breathing and a whisper, "He's inside." When the dispatcher asked who was inside, the line went silent. Seconds later, the call disconnected. Police arrived within minutes. The house was locked. No broken windows. No forced entry. No movement inside. Officers breached the front door and stepped into a home that felt strangely still, as if the air itself had stopped circulating. Upstairs, in the hallway near a built-in closet, they made the discovery that would later divide investigators between logic and something far less explainable. Daniel Harlow was dead, but he was not inside the closet. He was found beyond it, according to the home's blueprints. The closet backed directly against structural framing and exterior wall. There was no crawl space, no hidden compartment, no attic void. And yet Daniel's body had been recovered 6 feet behind where that wall should have ended. To reach that location, someone would have had to dismantle the wall entirely. But the drywall was intact. The studs were undisturbed. There was no debris, no damage, no opening of any kind. He lay on his back, arms at his sides, eyes open, no visible injuries, no blood, no bruising. Toxicology reports showed no drugs, no alcohol, no poison. Cause of death, undetermined. Crime scene technicians removed the drywall, expecting to expose a hidden cavity. Instead, they found solid framing, exactly where it was supposed to be. Structurally, the space in which Daniel had been discovered did not exist. Security footage from neighboring homes showed no one entering or leaving the property after Daniel arrived home. No unknown vehicles. No suspicious movement. Inside the house, there were no signs of struggle. No overturned furniture. No defensive wounds. No foreign DNA. But Daniel's phone held something disturbing. At 2:13 a.m., 1 minute before the 911 call, a voice memo had been recorded. In it, Daniel's voice can be heard whispering, steady but strained. "He's still in the house. I locked everything. He's behind the wall." Then 3 distinct knocks echo through the recording. Slow, deliberate, close to the microphone. Daniel stops speaking. The knocking repeats. 3 taps, a pause, 3 taps. Then there's a strange shift in sound, like pressure compressing inside a sealed space. The recording ends at exactly 2:14 a.m. Structural engineers were brought in. The home was scanned using thermal imaging and ground-penetrating radar. Floors were lifted. Insulation removed. Nothing revealed a hidden cavity large enough to conceal a body, and yet compression marks were found in the insulation itself, patterns suggesting something had occupied that narrow space repeatedly over time. Neighbors later reported unusual behavior in the weeks leading up to Daniel's death. One woman across the street recalled seeing him standing motionless in his upstairs hallway late at night, facing the closet wall. Another neighbor mentioned faint tapping sounds coming from that direction, always in the same rhythm. 3 knocks, pause, 3 knocks. The case was eventually reclassified as an unexplained death. Investigation suspended pending new evidence. The house was sold months later. The new owners moved out within 6 weeks. They reported sudden cold spots in the upstairs hallway and faint knocking sounds behind the rebuilt closet wall. Contractors hired to demolish that section entirely found no hidden space, no void, no anomaly. Yet one worker refused to return after claiming he heard breathing from inside the exposed framing before insulation was reinstalled. Officially, Daniel Harlow died of unknown causes. Unofficially, some detectives admit the most terrifying detail was not how he died, but where he was found, in a space that architectural records insist never existed. If walls define the limits of home, this case suggested something else entirely. That boundaries may not be solid, that spaces might open without breaking, that something can enter without unlocking a door, somewhere in a quiet American suburb, in a hallway that looks completely ordinary. There's a closet backed by a wall that has been opened, rebuilt, and inspected more times than anyone can count. And sometimes, according to the few who have stayed there overnight, you can still hear it. 3 knocks. Pause. 3 knocks. The case remains unsolved.